you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated.
Hello, Loves and Rose subscribers and followers. I was told the other day that some of my older videos seemed real dark. And it's interesting. As many of you know, I was really stressed when I started this life. Working 60, 70 hours a week before we quit. And I don't want to keep going through all that, but there was a lot of stress in my life. And when you do look at those videos, it does seem like that I just wasn't happy about anything. Well, you know, that carried through for a while. And I was watching some of the videos, I don't know, when I was in Mississippi. And I was thinking, wow, you know, when I was making those videos, I was really proud of them. And so the other day I was watching them, I was thinking, wow, I talked negatively a lot about a lot of different things. You know, the stress of being out here, the worries, the scares, the fears, all these little things. And I talked about it in my Nuance series about, you know, the fears, and I mean, just on and on and on. But it was primarily more negative conversation than positive. And here we are out here in this beautiful, beautiful areas. And I'm talking negative. All my little stresses and all my little, you know, perks and, not perks, my habits. And I even made a video called Make It a Habit, right here. And I'll put it right here. In that video, I talked about how, and that wasn't even that long ago, I talked about how, you know, I still didn't really feel like this place was home, and I don't know. It's getting better. I mean, it was getting better. You could see the trend getting better. But it was still kind of this negative overtone. So when this lady pointed it out that my earlier videos I seemed very dark, I got to thinking about it. And in the last few weeks, especially since for some reason we got to this campsite, things seem to have gotten a lot better in my mind. I'm having a hard time with the Nuance series now. This being a Nuance video right here, because I'm just generally happy. And how do I continuously make videos where I just, hey, I'm happy? You can't. So you really got to be able to explain why you're happy and what's causing that happiness. And so I'm really been struggling with the Nuance series. So I'm beginning to think that I finally have made this a habit. And, you know, I really do feel bad. I hate to bring this up, but I really do feel bad for anybody affected by these hurricanes. And so I don't want to spend a lot of time discussing, you know, oh, poor me, because that's not where I'm going with this. But we had to change our plans, obviously. We were going to go to South Carolina. And as a result of this terrible weather, we've had to change our plans. And not really sure what we're going to do yet. We're thinking Mississippi. We're just going to head back down to Mississippi, do a 2-day run, hard, down to Mississippi. But that's the whole point of why I'm even bringing it up is 4 months ago, I'd have been stressed out of my mind. The whole winter is going to be screwed up. We can't do this pop-up camper thing. We're never going to make it to Florida. What are we going to do? This is terrible. I got to change plans. I got to reroute. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's just too much. How am I going to find campsites? Oh, a lot of work. Well, no, it's not a lot of work. Carolyn and I discussed, do you want to stay here until all this terrible weather bypasses us, or do we want to see if we can see some more of the country? And we talked about it off and on, and I mean like off and on, maybe 2 hours. You know, we'd talk about it for 3 minutes, go do something else, and one of us would come back and say, did we ever decide what we were going to do? No? And we'd talk about it for 3-4 more minutes. finally we decided, well, you know what? We'll just get in the truck Monday after next, or Monday, let's see, Monday after this next one, so a week and a few days. We're going to get in the truck and we're just going to hit it hard. Go down to Mississippi. We won't even set up the camper. Looks like we're just going to stop at rest areas, cook lunch, cook supper, maybe pull off in a rest area, sleep in the truck. We're not going to make a big deal about this. We're just going to get all the way down to Mississippi, hang out there for 2 weeks and see what's going on in Florida before we make any more decisions. Okay, so where's the negative in that? There's absolutely no negative. I mean, the whole thing's like, okay, well, whatever happens, happens. I mean, it's not like the world is blowing up underneath our feet. There are people being displaced out of their homes, and I'm worried. And I could potentially be worrying about how I'm going to get down to Mississippi. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Those folks that are suffering through this hurricane, I need to be worried for them. They need to be worried, but not me. There's nothing to worry about. So I wanted to just tell you about this transition from everything was a problem. Everything was a problem. I had to think about every little detail of this thing. And it was almost as much stress as it was when I was working. But it has gotten better. So to continue this thought process, when my ex-wife left with my daughter, and I've told you that story, and I'll put the link to that video right here, a little bit about myself. It hurt me really bad. And I had so much stress in my life. I kept working, didn't take a day off. As a matter of fact, the day I went and filed went to court for the divorce, I worked half the day, left, went to court, came back, and the boss says, well, I'm going to go home since you're here. So I was in my suit and tie from court, and I had to go back to work. So, I didn't take time to heal from that. And it has been a real struggle for me. But I have noticed that since then, I feel more healed. I miss my daughter now, but I don't ache. So I guess with all that stress and all that work and everything, I just never healed. But it is quite clear now that my videos are no longer dark. At least I don't see the darkness in them. And things are more positive, happier, and I'm healing. All these wounds throughout my life, I'm healing. So when you come out here, if you're under the stress of life, be aware, please be aware that it is going to take time to wind down from that old life and then come back up to this beautiful, happy life. So anyway, hope that helps you in your transition from your negative, dark place to your happy place. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.